match is now officially a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
I can see my fantasy, I'm so consumed in bed. What I see takes over me, I'm blind beyond repair.
Hey, yo.
That's about all you can say. Hey, I'm just gonna break into this. So everybody, tonight's episode is not going to have your standard Dynamite review as you would think it is. So what's going to happen is I'm just going to break it down for you. All three of us are going to go through. The biggest news of this week is unfortunately Scott Hall is no longer with us. And we're just going to share memories from our childhood because he's one of the reasons that the three of us and millions of other people around the world are wrestling fans. Whether you know him from the Razor Ramon, whether you know him from NWO, The Outsiders, anything like that. This is basically our Scott Hall tribute episode. So to the bad guy, ayo. I'm Ethan Hubbard. You can find me at Johnson Collins 3. To my left is
Clinton Davis. You can find me at PK Batman on Twitter. Beneath us, we got Trevor Davis. Find him at Nightmare Cuda. I'm very sorry for my and then we're on a Forklift Pod on Twitter. Very sorry for my very somber voice. It's been a rough couple days for me. And it's been a rough week to be a wrestling fan in general with the news on Friday night that Big E has broken his neck. It coming out later that Big E might have to retire from this incident. And then the news Monday of Scott Hall's passing. It has not been a fun week to be a wrestling fan. I'm going to kick into this whole thing real quick about Scott Hall. So we don't really talk about it on air, but I had a real
soapbox, bro. Take your soapbox.
I don't want to do a soapbox thing. I'm just going to talk. About a little over 3 years ago, 2019 in January, I was a heavy pillhead and alcoholic. I was drinking liquor every single night, mixing that with pills. Not anything that I was prescribed. I was just buying pills. And then, God bless the man sitting to my right. A few other friends of ours called me out on my shit, and they helped me get started on my way to getting clean. And two of my biggest inspirations when I was getting clean were Steve-O, Scott Hall. And it was after I watched the resurrection of Jake the Snake. The Scott Hall shit really spoke to me. Scott Hall could get clean, so could I. So I'm taking this death a little harder than I should. You have nothing but my respect, Scott. The things you did to get over younger talent just getting in the door. He did the same job for two people, 1-2-3 Kid and Hiroshi Tanahashi, which fuck New Japan for taking down the Hiroshi Tanahashi tribute to Scott Hall, because that sucked. That sucked that you did that to him. But Scott Hall was the fucking man. He was cool. He was cool without trying, man. Effortless cool people don't exist in wrestling. Scott Hall was one of them. I'll let one of you guys talk for a second. I'm getting choked up.
No, I mean, that's really what it is. Trev, I mean, honestly, I'm going to let you take this. You grew up with Clinton. You grew up watching it, so you guys have a more deeper connection on what Scott means to the both of you. So maybe you can reflect on what Clinton's talking about.
The first moment when he walked on Nitro in the typical 90s fashion of a jean vest and regular blue jeans and went, "Hey, yo, you all know me, but you don't know why I'm here," is what completely changed wrestling for me and for him. It's what came to play with just wrestling in general, what factions actually mean to me and why I love NWO so much was because Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. If it wouldn't have been for those two, I probably wouldn't be a wrestling fan to this day.
there's a lot of people who feel that way about. I know. What was it? One of our favorite people on Twitter, Eric. He's a retired wrestler now. He does cookies.
Yeah, shout
Uh,
out Eric in Sarasota. Used to run by
yeah,
Eric Stevens in Ring of
yeah,
Honor.
Eric Stevens, and he posted, "If I didn't turn on Nitro the night that those two came out, I probably wouldn't have been a wrestler. Those two came out with such swagger and confidence, like they knew they were the biggest motherfuckers in that room. It was like I remembered our household was we cheered the faces. My dad did not like the bad guys. We did not support the NWO or anything like that. Well, fast forward a couple years, and there was a brief babyface turn when Scott Hall joined the Wolfpack, and I came home wearing a Wolfpack t-shirt. My dad wanted to disown me for it because he fucking hated the NWO, and he hated the fact that his son was wearing the NWO colors. And the thing they fucking said time and time again is that when you're in the Wolfpack, you're in for life.
So this is something, and I talked to Clinton about this. I sat down and wrote this. I pulled out everything when it was happening. This is even before we finally got the confirmation that Scott had passed. Just a little bit of backstory, if anybody doesn't know the whole story. About a month ago, Scott Hall broke his hip, and then he went in for surgery. There were complications during surgery. He ended up suffering some cardiac arrest incidents. And then just was unfortunately never able to recover. And it's a disappointing thing. It's not your typical wrestling story of how stuff goes, but the man gave his body to the business, and that's what ended up to it. So just a little bit of backstory on this. I came from a broken household. My parents have been divorced since I was 4 years old. So my dad always had visitations, Mondays, Thursdays, every other weekend. So a lot of divorced kids know how it goes. Front of the court, it's basically the same setup. I'm going to be kind of kicked off screen, so if you're watching this, that's why I'm looking over here. I wrote something on Monday, and I just want to say it. May 27th, 1996. Dad's house, Monday night, pizza, Walker, Texas Ranger, which was on before it was on before Raw actually would come on, but it aired at 7, on USA, and then there was something else that would come on. Well, we would watch Walker, Texas Ranger on USA, and then we'd flip over to TBS or TNT for Nitro. My dad did not let me watch Raw because it was the edgier program. Even in 96, when it still wasn't even really edgy. Back then, I knew this all the time. It's just WCW. Back then, this is what I knew. I was 5.5 years old. This is my life. I had a very regimented time. This is what I knew. This is everything I had. I was excited to see Sting, Macho Man, Hulk, the real life superheroes that I had at the time. Lost in a whirlwind of the split family that I talked about, and I was really just grasping to focus on something as a child. It was difficult, but wrestling was that constant. I got to see wrestling. It was Nitro was every Monday, and then when Thunder came along, I had that every Thursday, and then eventually it morphed into everything else. But I had I had Starrcade and Great American Bash and stuff like that. Anyway, 8 p.m. hits. Time for Shivani to be the narrator of my night. The first 2-hour program of Nitro ever, which it was. Huge show in the world of wrestling in general, because Raw did not move until 2 hours later than that. But 2 hours of wrestling ahead of me. I was so excited. Marcus, not yet buff, Bagwell, and some other guy start off the show against Arn and Rick. I believe they were called the Hollywood Males. I don't really care. Scotty Riggs, that's who it was. Scotty Riggs. I see Trevor bobbing his head down there. But this is a footnote in history to what's compared to what this show has in store. One of the most important moments in professional wrestling takes place tonight, but no one knew just how big it would be. About a third of the way through the show, the crowd stands on its feet. Not for the match in the ring, but for one denim-clad, toothpick-gnawing, grease-slick of a human being. I knew nothing about who this man was. I didn't watch Raw. I had never met this guy before. What's happening? With a simple, accented, hey, you people know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. Scott Hall changed the course of WCW and professional wrestling forever. The rest of the promo was basically gibberish to me at the time, talking about Ted Turner, who I knew nothing or cared nothing about. Nacho Man, a clever play on Macho Man. All I knew is that something was happening, something big. People didn't just show up and make fun of the show or Macho Man without any kind of consequences. With one promo, Scott Hall issued a challenge to the whole of WCW and a declaration of war on the old guard of professional wrestling, to those that knew it and to those outside of the business as spectators and to those inside of the business, because it's bigger than what you saw on screen. In a few short weeks, we would see the introduction of Kevin Nash to WCW's, and the outsiders were born. Hollywood was then born at Bash at the Beach. The NWO was created, and the rest is history. This led to 2 years of the most must-see television, wrestling or not, and it was triggered by a toothpick and a few words. So to you, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, the bad guy, a big hey yo.
Beautiful. Just, he was so cool. He was the first member of the NWO to allow himself to be touched. He was selfless. In and out of the ring. His whole thing was about curating the next generation. He was one of the guys with those ironclad contracts that didn't use it to put the world title on him. He didn't do any of that stuff. When he knew that DDP was going to be a star, he was like, that's the first guy that needs to attack us. In fact, Sting came out and said Sting's career changed when Scott Hall walked up to him and said, hey, have you seen The Crow? If it wasn't for Scott Hall, we wouldn't have the best iteration of Sting. We wouldn't have Crow Sting.
No.
He looked at him and said, I'm not telling you to rip off Taker, but rip off Taker. The story's him coming out and just looking at people. He's like, that's a great finish. Can't wait to kick out at 2.5. He was just cool. I mean, fuck, he was a white dude that pretended to be Cuban. And on his deathbed, the fucking Cuban population is standing up and going, that's our guy. He's us. He's one of us. That's the kind of person Scott Hall was.
Hands down. This dude, and like I was talking about, inside the business of professional wrestling, this guy made sure that contracts changed. Up to this point, these guys weren't getting paid money. They were getting paid, but they were not, unless you were a big star, unless you were on that level of Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Flair, you weren't getting paid. You weren't making this money. You were living literally event to event. That's why these guys wrestled 320 days a year, maybe a weekend off if they're lucky, pulling double duty at night. Even guys like Flair early in his career, even when he was a big name, NWA title holder, this guy's wrestling 3 times a night at 20-minute matches. And you even saw it on WCW. Sting was a guy. Up until Scott Hall got on there, watch how many episodes of Nitro Sting wrestles twice. You'll be amazed. And it's a lot. It is a lot. There's a lot where he's in the opening match and then he's in the main event in the tag team match. Was it a lack of talent on their end? Yes. But once Scott came along, he basically said no more to that. He was not going to be that guy. He might appear earlier in the show. He's not putting his body on the line twice in that night. And he's damn sure not getting paid what he got paid to do it. Mm-hmm. He did more for these guys, and honestly, this is what's missing in today. And I'm not trying to delve into today, but they need a Scott Hall-esque person to come in, and that he's the guy that got as close to kind of unionizing something as possible, because he was somebody that everybody respected, and he knew that if he walked away from whatever company he was in, he could walk through that door at another place because he had friends with almost everybody in the locker room.
He's on that level of like an Eddie Guerrero, where you don't say anything bad about him, or you got everyone coming after you.
No, he's not. And the insane amount of the insane thing is he almost had, if you really look at it, Scott had 3 different careers. He had the pre-Razor career, which he has the absolute best fucking mustache. Like,
oh, that mustache was great.
He has such a good mustache. Like, him and Rick Rude were almost like doubles. At that point, they were spitting images, so Scott really had to deviate himself from what Rick was doing because he looked so much like him. And then he got the Razor character, which he fucking killed.
One of the most iconic characters in wrestling history. Top 3.
Absolutely. And you, definitely top 3 guy to wear a vest. Like, let's just like,
That's number one. He's number
he's
one to
wearing
wear
a vest
a
from a
vest.
3-piece suit with nothing else. It's just a vest and gold change, and it's literally it's just him and Austin. Those are the guys that pull vests off. And so you had the matches with Brett. You had everything in WWF at the time, and now after that it is really when it's amazing that he's so well known for that. And then one day in the middle of '96, he became, and he was already kind of a household name in wrestling, if we're being honest. And then he became the household name in wrestling. So that's just.
No. And was Scott Hall a perfect human being? No. Did he struggle with drugs and alcohol and everything like that? Yeah. Yeah, he did. But in his later years, he got better, and he seemed to have made a good connection with everyone else in the wrestling world, to the point where I think he'd be happy if he saw how many people loved him.
Yeah.
I think he'd be really happy.
The killer is too, man. We were just a few short months or a few short weeks away from having an opportunity to meet him. He was supposed to be at Astronomicon with Kevin Nash and X-Pac, and just
first time I was ever going to meet him, because there was a signing when we were kids, and we met DDP because he was the baby face there. That was awesome because I loved DDP, but
And he also put you in a diamond cutter.
I wish the chair would have fell.
We have the picture, so if anybody wants to see it,
but I wanted to meet Scott Hall that day.
it's
In Gibraltar Trade Center, I wanted to go meet Scott Hall.
that's a real one right there.
Scott, you will be missed. You were loved, and you will definitely not be forgotten by anyone, including us, especially us. We love you.
Not at all. I think Trevor says it best. Visually, you can see it. If you're listening audio-wise, Trevor just flipped out a big old for life on everybody. If you guys get an opportunity, please just go back and watch a lot of his matches, a lot of his promos. And a fun thing that you can see is when he is in a match with somebody, he has a tendency to talk to the person in the corner. And a lot of guys kind of look down on that, depending on how much talking he does. But he does a lot of talking. He was a very good He was very good at framing his matches, because he also does not take a lot of bumps. Once he hit WCW, he was not a big bump guy. So he worked a very. If he took a bump for you, he really liked you. Let's just put it that way. And it's not like he was one of those guys that refused to work, but you have to understand that the time that he hit WCW, he'd been wrestling for almost 15 years. And so your body just wears down. It breaks down on you. And yeah, he created the biggest faction of all time. People can talk about what the biggest faction is. They can talk about the Four Horsemen. They can talk about DX. They can talk about literally anybody else. But what is the one thing that's known outside of wrestling? People know this shirt.
There are two shirts that are recognizable anywhere. The NWO shirt, and coincidentally, because it's 316, it's the Austin 316 t-shirt.
But think about this. It was only because of the NWO being formed that DX was formed in competition.
And some of their best friends, by the way, as well.
Yeah, it was their best friends. It was essentially the clique facing off on whose faction was cooler. DX was not cooler. There was a reason WCW won. There's a lot of static on someone's end. Trevor, it's your end.
Oh. Better?
No.
Yeah, let me turn off my white noise machine. Oh, man, let's get some cheerful stuff, man. Okay, so let's talk about this. So another big thing that happened here is on his darkest moment, the guy that he put over, DDP, ended up becoming the savior for Scott Hall and so many other wrestlers, if we're being completely honest. I don't know how many times we have sung the praises of One Diamond Dallas Page, but
Can't sing them enough.
We can continue to sing them. First off, his 90s theme song was the absolute most 90s theme song of all time. He had like this, like a grungy pop song. It was just fantastic. It was a knockoff of Teen Spirit. Let's be honest.
It was.
It just worked. It worked for this character. The lime green, another vest guy. The lime green vest, the cigar, the long tights, the big mullet, the big Jerry curl mullet. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But he has saved the lives and careers of so many wrestlers, and he has said a few times that that he wouldn't have been able to save people like he does if it wasn't for Scott getting him that break in WCW.
Yeah. Scott Hall, we can sing his praises all day long and everything like that. I don't know what it is, homie.
I don't know.
Now you're super quiet. I'm going to mute you for a minute.
Oh, man.
No, DDP, like even Bret Hart sings his praises. Kevin Nash's whole sentiment was heartbreaking and beautiful and touching and made me want to call you and tell you I love you.
I can't even imagine what Kevin Nash feels like right now. And I didn't want to hijack this program talking about Kevin Nash. But I just, because if you know, those two, from that point, they were lockstep in their career. Everything that happened, they were there. And Kevin had his own set of issues that he had to work through. Unfortunately, his was really just his body breaking down on him, more so than anything. He's kept himself relatively clean for what it's worth. And I just hope he doesn't blame himself for anything.
I got a message from one of my buddies regarding Scott Hall, and it's a buddy who's like a casual, like the book definition of casual fan. Man, that shit sucks with Scott Hall. I know I'm not a diehard fan like you, but that was my era. Fucking sucks. And Nash's post made me tear up. Motherfucker had swag like no other. That was what he appealed to. He appealed to everyone. Even if you weren't a wrestling fan, you knew who Scott Hall was.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on. Let's talk about Dynamite.
What a kind of a meh episode, too.
What
was
a
supposed
mess.
to be.
What a mess show. Like last week, Russ and I talked about how the first hour of it was great. Went through fine. And then the second hour fell off the fucking rails.
Well, it kind of happened the same way.
Trevor?
So I'm going to tell you right now, from 8 to 9, I missed. But
You missed the better half.
Yeah, you missed the better half.
No, but from 9 until closing, when I saw the cage match, I was like...
The cage match picked up at the end, but I do believe Thunder Rosa got hurt.
I think they both did.
I'm surprised that Britt Baker didn't get hurt after trying to fall through all those chairs.
That's actually pretty safe. She landed pretty nice on those. Honestly, like, of all the ways I've seen people land on chairs like that, she landed on it like the Tower of Doom chairs. She landed on it great.
But I will say this. AEW, what's with the fucking thumbtacks?
Trevor, get over it. It's thumbtacks. They're a part of death matches.
I know.
And their cage matches are essentially their death matches. You're going to have to get over it. You're going to see thumbtacks.
I mean, okay.
It's a great visual.
It's a great visual until it's like...
It'll never be no Joey Janela getting his fucking heels planted in the thumbtacks, but... like,
I mean, I thought the Young Bucks putting thumbtacks on the bottom of a shoe or their kneecaps. I mean, the
shoes.
Yeah. I'm like, ugh.
No, I thought the cage match, the first half of it before the commercial break kind of dragged. But the second half picked up very, very well. And those two had a very, very, very nice title change. And I think the title change made it a more grandiose occasion. I thought Thunder Rosa came out with big dick energy. That mariachi, the whole female mariachi band playing under the ring. Her outfit was great. I thought
the full face paint that sold me. Once I saw the full face paint, I'm like, nah, she's winning.
Yeah, but she looked like she hurt her back in that match.
They both did, dude. That second chair shot when Britt is parallel to everything, and she takes that second chair shot. Rosa did not come down flat on it, and I saw Britt grab her back, and I'm like, oh my god, that's either a cracked rib or something. But she did not take that second one well.
No.
Neither one of them looked good at the end of that match, unfortunately.
No, but Thunder Rosa is now the AEW Women's Champion. Well deserved. It's been a long time coming for Rosa. I still think their unsanctioned match last year was better.
Oh, yeah, hands down.
But this was a pretty damn good match, too. When it picked up, it was pretty fucking good.
So, also, there was one thing that happened in the second half that I did enjoy. So, there's a backstage segment. Was it Marvez that was interviewing Smart Mark and Jade?
Mm-hmm.
And she is so fucking done with him.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting until she beats the shit out of him. She's so done with him. She has come leaps and bounds confidence wise on the microphone in such a short time that she doesn't. She's very close to not needing him. I still think she needs that the hype guy for a second, but she's so close to it. And God, she looks good. She's such money.
She is fucking money. Dressed as green. She's fucking as green as money. And I can't wait to see her versus Athena. Because I think that's going to be the 30th match. But as we were saying in the chat, after the Serena Deeb promo, I have absolutely no problem with Serena Deeb taking the belt off of Jade.
I think that I don't think she's going to take the belt off of her. Mm-hmm. I think that she's going to give her her best match to date, though.
Trevor, you going to be quiet?
No, sorry. Ethan sent me a link, and I'm trying to figure this out. Like I saw, so I only saw the tag team match of Private Party versus the Hardys. Matt is definitely out of shape.
Yeah.
And Jeff, do me a favor, lose the damn face paint.
No, I like the face paint.
Can I take the rust? Oh, sorry, Trevor.
Sorry, the thing.
Are you gonna take a rust take?
Yes. So
go ahead.
No. I want to hear the rest of what Trevor has to say on this first.
I'm gonna get it all out of the way. When he was in WWE, actually TNA is when he started the face paint. That was okay, but that was also going through some stuff. He'll never use red and black again, I hope. But when he was in WWE, he did the face paint. He's in a different company now. He should go away from the face paint and try to do something else. I mean, I'd like to see Brother Nero come back along with Broken Matt Hardy.
Oh, God, no. I'm so dumb.
So that tag team, when they did it in Impact, was great. Or even when they did versing each other, when they did that whole cinematical, I think I'm saying it right.
The final deletion?
Yes.
It's so bad, but it's
Quit
so good.
rolling your damn eyes.
It's so bad, but it's so good.
It was, but I think he should get away from the face.
No, they're the nostalgia pop now. That's what they are. That's what they're gonna be. They're the nostalgia pop every week. They're like a Sting. Are they ever gonna have a run with the tag belts? God, no.
Don't ever say never. It'll happen.
If the Hardys get those tag belts, that loses some credibility with that tag division.
Well, look what happened. They got the SmackDown tag titles, and Jeff had to go out with an injury the next night.
I don't understand why you would ever bring up the SmackDown tag titles as a legitimate tag title.
The last time they had a good tag team title run was the Ring of Honor titles.
Yeah, that was 2016, I think, or 17.
16, I think.
Yeah.
You'll never be mad for when they came back at WrestleMania and completely won tag titles.
No, that was awesome.
No, that was great.
This match sucked.
I agree, it did.
I hated it. The best part of this match was Cassidy ate every fucking bit of that swanton.
But Darby Allin came out to save it.
No, like that I knew that was going to happen. But the match for a Hardy's return match, I didn't care. I'm over the nostalgia pops, to be honest with you. WWE has killed my boner for nostalgia pops. I don't care.
I don't think they should wrestle as a tag team anymore.
Thank you.
I don't think so. So I have seen the Hardys wrestle together on and off for the better part of 25 years now.
Yes.
Whether it's when they were jobbing and they were in those god awful red and plaid tights, all the way up to now. And I've seen everything that I need to see from the Hardys. If they want to do this last little, hey, we're going to do like a send-off tour, that's fine. There's about 4 teams that I would like to see them face in their current iteration, and all of those teams can work the match to where these guys can take. Yeah, they can carry it. I would like to see them against the Young Bucks one last time. Preferably, I would like to see that be their last match together. Would be against the Bucks. I would like to see them against FTR. Because I think that FTR will slow the match down to where those guys can work it a little bit better. They were such a mismatch for Private Party because Private Party is such a high energy tag team, and them slowing the match down kills all momentum that Private Party has, and it hurts Matt and Jeff because they don't look good doing it. So I'd like to see them against FTR. I'd like to see them against the Young Bucks. I would like to see them against shit, I lost my train of thought.
Spit it out.
No, I lost my train of thought.
I want to see them against the Acclaimed.
Oh, yeah, I could do that. And I want to see them against the Briscoes one last time.
Only if it's a death match where the only way to win is to actually kill your opponent.
I would just like to see them against the Briscoes. And then, after those 4 matches, give me one match, those 2 against each other, right off into the sunset. Get them out of here.
Have it be the final deletion. Have them both blow up in a dilapidated boat. And their careers off for good. I'm tired of seeing Matt and Jeff Hardy. I don't care. They don't give me the nostalgia pop that I used to. Call me a negative Nancy. Call me a negative Nancy. I just do not care for the Hardys anymore.
I like them. I just don't need them there as that anymore.
Well, I mean, Clint's finisher at one time was this one-time bomb.
Yeah, it was just something I could do off the top turnbuckle.
It was something you could do off a couch.
Yeah, but Jeff Hardy was awesome back then. I love Jeff Hardy. I will always have respect for Jeff Hardy. I just don't care anymore. I know I'm just being negative. It's been a shit week. I was really looking for this Dynamite to pick me up, and it didn't.
One part that did pick me up, though,
was the 6-man that opened the show.
Was it
Trios.
There was the trios match. No, that's not. No, the Wheeler.
The first 40 minutes of the show gave me hope, and then
I had a very good time watching the Bryan Danielson, John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, Chuck Taylor match. First off, Chucky T looks fucking horrible right now. He does not look like he's conditioned well, and I think that's why he's wearing a t-shirt. Wheeler Yuta, however, looked fantastic, and I just, that's what I need out of Regal. That is the exact spot at that end of that match. That's what we need, because that gives some credibility to Yuta to get back in his face, who is a much smaller person than William Regal, by the way, a much smaller person. And I just really appreciate that. I thought that match went well. I thought it did good. We talked about it in our chat. Chris Statlander needs to get away from the Best Friends. I'm really just, it's like they're kind of lumping all the weirdo comedy people together, and that needs to stop.
I think
guys in the group that can wrestle.
I think Statlander's going to leave. I don't think she's going to join up with the Regal Nation. No, I think Deeb's more of a fit for Regal Nation. I'm really upset we're not going to get Daniel Garcia, but I think we might get Lee Moriarty, which I'm pretty fucking cool with.
Yeah.
I even want to know how that Jericho thing went.
I loved it. Okay.
It was good.
Fucking loved this part of
I
it.
hated it, so it was good.
Yes, I hated it. I loved it because of what it was. It was so irritating and so bad that it was fantastic. When he just looks at the camera and he's just like, I am not a professional wrestler. I am a sports entertainer. And I'm in the living room going, yes, this is what we fucking need.
I'm just like, boo, fuck you. It's working.
It is. It's it's perfect.
Yeah.
Jericho can't really go in the ring anymore. He did well with Eddie Kingston because Eddie doesn't wrestle a fast style. It worked out for the both of them. It's like Jericho said, like you said, it was his best match in AEW. That's fine. But this is what I fucking want. If you want to keep reinventing yourself to be something different, one, you look fantastic. Two, call yourself a sports entertainer. If you want to take digs at WWE, I don't give a fuck. Do it. But do it like that.
I'm glad he finally acknowledged he knows the date, January 6th.
Clearly his wife does.
Yeah. Nope. Okay. But yeah, that segment was great. I already forgot Parker and Lee's new names.
Matt Menard. And Anthony Parker.
I thought it was Angelo Parker.
Angelo Parker, yes.
Okay, because I was like Angelo Parker and
Cool
Matt
Hand,
Menard.
Cool Hand Angelo Parker and Magic Matt Menard.
No, it's Magic Daddy Matt Menard.
Magic Daddy, that's it.
Fuck.
Yeah, Jericho's giving them sports entertainer names. Daniel Garcia broke my heart tonight.
I too am. Dude, he sold the whole bit. Daniel Garcia doing that part was what gave the rest of it validity.
I
Because Jericho
it
just
so
being
much.
Jericho doesn't fucking matter. But when he goes, I too am a sports entertainer. I'm sold. Give me it.
No, it was like that whole meme, and it was like, oh, this is the moment his heart completely rips in half. That was me when Daniel Garcia looked in the TV and said, I'm a sports entertainer.
I'm serious, Trevor. You got to go back and watch it. That was fucking awesome.
I can't wait for Eddie to show up and beat the fuck out of these goons.
And Santana and Ortiz. I can't.
LAX.
Yeah,
Hold on. I think this is how it goes. I think that's how it goes. Yeah. I can't wait for those guys to come back. Put Diamante with them.
Ooh.
Put Diamante and Kier Hogan with them.
Oh, yeah.
Get Kier Hogan some screen time. We need Kevin to come over more.
She really fell off the map there. She's been doing dark stuff, but man, for somebody who is a prominently featured player on Impact, she has not been doing a lot of stuff.
While her former tag team partner right now is the Impact Women's Champion, Tasha Steelz.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that.
No, the Moxley, the whole Moxley Danielson versus best friends thing was great. I liked Wheeler Yuta getting up in William Regal's face. Nice little play on that where William Regal was just like, I want someone to get in my face after I slap them. I want them to hit me. And looked like Brian Danielson was like, oh, okay, don't hit our guy. Don't hit our guy. We'll kill you. So that would look like it's Wheeler Yuta is leaving the best friends and joining the Regal Murder Academy.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I'm just going to keep throwing names out there until one of them stick to the wall.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. The
Regal Murder Coalition.
Right. I mean, that's basically the gist of what happened on Dynamite, if we're being honest.
Wardlow, we already spoiled it for you last week what was going to happen.
Yeah, we kind of knew what that
So
was.
I heard what happened, and I'm that's bullshit. But
I mean, I saw that finish coming a mile away. It was easy booking. You put the title on the heel. Everyone thinks there's going to be a challenge, like a champion change. I'm sorry. I'm really stoned right now, so I'm trying to talk my best and coherent enough. So the second he hit the 3 power bombs and went for the 4th, Dan Lambert got up. I was like, here comes Shawn Spears.
God, he pissed me off that he was wearing the fucking belt.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, that pissed me off.
Yep. It's supposed to piss you off.
I know.
I like I said, the same thing happened last week where the first hour of Dynamite was great and the second half fell off. It was the same here. After this match, it pretty much sucked the energy out of the crowd until the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker cage match, which I thought did a very, very good job of getting that crowd back because that crowd was hot.
Yes. Can I, unless Trevor, do you have anything else that you would like to add about Dynamite, sir?
No. Please.
Okay,
I know.
because I'm a sycophant, can we talk about Impact?
Sure.
Josh Alexander's back, bitches!
Yeah, thank God Josh Alexander got his fucking contract back.
Fuck yeah, Josh Alexander is back on April 23rd. He is challenging Moose at Rebellion for the world title, which is going to be fucking awesome, and Josh Alexander is going to win the goddamn world title. Because
Am I
get it
coming
off
over?
of Moose.
Am I coming over for us to watch this?
If you want to pirate it, probably.
What about... That's illegal,
kidding.
Ethan. That's illegal.
If
We
would like
pay
to
for
make
our
If
pay-per-views.
we would like to make a healthy... Actually, you know what? Honestly, we have. I
Yeah,
have
we do.
not done that. I can right
If you'd like to make a donation,
right-handed Joe Pesci. I have not done that in a long time.
It's WWE, honestly.
I have been able to afford my stuff ever since. I bought a GCW pay-per-view this year. I paid for IWTV for a hot minute so I could watch like Black Label Pro Wrestling, which, by the way, if nobody watches Black Label Pro, go watch it. They are putting on an awesome program down in Indiana. So anyway, a couple of things that happened on this show. Josh Alexander's back. We had a very, very good promo from Alex Shelley when the Bullet Club came out. I am 100% certain that Adam just sent you something.
Nope, I just popped up my gallery and I got the control your nuts thing. We'll talk about that after this. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness! There's a promo. So Jay White, Chris Bay, and the Good Brothers come out to talk about the future of the Bullet Club and things like that. And Alex Shelley comes out, and him and Jay White have a fantastic back and forth, which basically Jay White explains how he created all of this stuff, and then Alex Shelley reminds him that without Alex Shelley there would be no Jay White. We in the local area know this, so Jay White basically lives with the guys around here. Clint will probably find the picture somewhere of him meeting Jay White.
No, because I look fat as fuck in that photo.
Okay. Well, you can crop yourself out. You'll see Clint's arm meeting Jay White at Briarwood Mall. But anyway, those guys brought him into their home from New Zealand and basically gave this dude a life to live and created Jay White's career. Without Alex Shelley, there wouldn't be that. So we're going to get a badass Alex Shelley-Jay White match. And then to finish out the night, we got Eddie Edwards versus Rich Swann, which in itself is a pretty good match, but Eddie brought back the Die Hard driver, which he hasn't used since Ring of Honor, and that's fucking awesome to me.
Yes, it is. I love Eddie Edwards. He's one of my favorites.
now
Yep, it's amazing how the American Wolves, one half of them I love, the other half I don't ever want to see Davey Richards on my television again, but Eddie Edwards, anytime you want to send him out there, I'm game.
now
What?
was that the same episode of Impact that the Motor City Machine Guns are technically back to versus the Good Brothers?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
They reformed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I saw that and I'm like, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
I want to talk about something else, though. I haven't seen the wrestling community come together to hate something so hard in my whole life. But the control your narrative thing is fucking garbage and awful. Let's end this with some good negativity. Control Your Narrative, which is an anti-vax organization that sells out crowds of 88 people inside of a janitor's closet inside of a gymnasium. They released their rules and regulations, and I have them on hand. Are you guys ready for this?
Oh, I'm dying to fucking hear this.
Is this do we get the
You
clutch?
shut up.
Do
Shut
we
up.
get the clutch your nuts one?
You are in control. You are in control. Fight start when one opponent tells each other, "Let's get it on, daddy." Fight ends when you clench your opponent's nuts. 4, only one bald wrestler per show. 5, no estrogen allowed. 6, no chain wrestling, no big man shoulder tackle spots. 7, the fight isn't with your opponent, it's with your nuts. 8, absolutely no bathing prior to the show, natural musk only. 9, no power bombs, too homoerotic. 10, everyone comes out to Headstrong by traps, no exceptions. And 11, if your nuts touch your opponent's nuts, everyone takes off their clothes and kisses. But in reality, let me read the real rules because they're nowhere near as good. I'd rather go to Clutch Your Nuts.
So, I'm gay.
You are in control. You are in control. The first two real rules are the same. Fights end when you tap out, get knocked out, can't stand, or quit. Sanction matches, which are in quotations, can end via pinfall. 4. Standard professional wrestling, in quotations. Rules apply for sanctioned matches, in quotations. Chaos ensues in the project pit. 5. No super kicks, no tope suicidas, and no Canadian destroyers, which goes against rules 1 and 2 of if I'm in control, why can't I use those moves? 6. The fight isn't with your opponent, it's with yourself. That's the dumbest fucking thing of this. That made me laugh so hard. 7. Fights will go on as long as they have to. Sanction matches, in quotations, hit their times. If you want to control your narrative, you have to fight. This organization is going to go 3 shows. I think that sellout crowd of 88 people is going to be their biggest sellout. And it's going to bankrupt everyone involved. No one is on board with this unless your name is Austin Aries.
Oh my
Sorry,
goodness.
except for the funny ones you said, the actual rules have to be the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Clutch Your Nuts sounds a lot more fun. I would rather go to a Clutch Your Nuts event than a fucking Control Your Narrative event. I would pray that someone's nuts touch each other's nuts so I can get naked and kiss the man next to me over watching EC3 Braun Strowman and Austin Aries.
I'd rather wish that the DWL was really in existence and go to that over.
That's not the joke, though. I would rather clutch my nuts than go watch Control Your Narrative.
Well,
So the good news is you can clutch your nuts anytime you want from the comfort of your own home.
Ethan, you better be prepared because next time I come over, I'm going to hit you with my finisher, which is essentially the nuts driver, where I'm just going to run full crotch first into your nuts, a la fucking Blades of Glory style.
Just
Oh my
make sure you
goodness.
have replacement parts to fix this couch.
Okay. Which is fixed and it's doing great, by the way. In case anybody wonders, my couch is doing fantastic. So my
Brag
couch,
about it.
my couch decided to anhero while Trevor was sitting in it.
Sleeping in
he
it.
was sleeping in it, and my couch decided to just the SpongeBob being.
No,
All right,
you
I'm
just
gonna
heard-
I'm gonna head out. That was my couch. Trevor's sleeping, and all of a sudden it's just. And we're like, shit, he's dead. He's dead. So I had to take my couch apart and cut off the end of a hockey stick and then put like drywall screws through it to get in. Anyway, long story short, Bob's. If you guys ever need to fix your couches, call me. I'm your guy. So it's one of those fucking things.
If you ever need me to test if they're sturdy enough, I'm the guy.
Right. I want to do something because we are actually running relatively short on this show, and I'm literally only going to keep this to a minute. I want to bring back the Guess the Wrestler for a second.
God damn it.
But here's the fun part. I am going to give me a wrestling company, and this person will have spent the majority of their career in it.
AEW.
Fuck you. You know what? I can't. Majority of their career?
XPW.
No.
That MTV brand.
The MTV brand, the Wrestling Society X?
Wrestling Society X, yeah.
Oh
there's
my
only
god,
10
okay.
episodes of
Hold
that.
on.
Okay.
Hold on. It won't be the majority of their career just because of that, but I will dig somebody up from it. Do not Google this, and we are
I
going
don't have to Google it. I know
No.
the roster like the back of my fucking hand.
No,
Shit
I'm
about that
glad.
one, so I'm out.
No, because Trevor, I've got ones for you that are from the other companies that you're fine with. Oh, goddamn.
Well, while he's doing that,
Nope, no, I've got this. Because honestly, the wrestler was like, their list was like fucking nothing.
which by the
Here we
way,
go.
when I was at Walmart, it was in between this or the blue Universal title. I was not buying that. I wanted to buy that one, but they don't have AEW stuff at Walmart anymore.
Oh, this is going to absolutely. You know what? This is not bad. This is okay. Okay. I can do this. All right. Wrestling
Actually, it's-
Society X. Somebody that appeared in this You have 60 seconds. That's the only hint that you currently have. Ask me questions at the end of 60 seconds, Clinton. Your time starts now.
Did they ever wrestle for AEW?
No.
They ever wrestle for the WWE?
Yes. No. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Is it Vampiro?
No.
Oh, fuck. I'm out. I knew Vampiro and Matt Sydal. I was talking a lot of shit. I don't know.
Keep asking shit.
Dax Hardwood.
No, don't ask questions because it's a person you know.
Oh, are they a former WCW wrestler?
No, they are not.
So they didn't wrestle for WCW, WWE, or AEW?
No. There's more companies, though.
Did they ever wrestle for Impact?
No. Yes! Technically, yes!
You're the fucking worst at this game.
No, I just had to, because it's not listed as that.
Is it Road Dogg?
No.
BG James?
No.
Aren't they the same guy?
Yes! Come on, you have 5 seconds, and then you have to make a final guess.
Did they die?
Yes! Yes, they're dead! Final guess.
Chris Candido?
No! No! New Jack!
Oh!
I didn't know he was in it!
Me neither.
I'm scrolling the list and I was like, I pulled up Matt Sydal and Jimmy Jacob. I was like, Matt Sydal, Jimmy Jacobs, no, he's not going to get those.
I was talking shit. So I don't know a goddamn thing about that. I dated a girl in high school, and the only reason I know that fucking organization existed is because she always watched MTV, and I was leaving one day, I was like, what the fuck is that? She's like, oh, that's the wrestling organization I watch. And I was like, Party-vous français, motherfucker?
Okay, Trevor, I've got one for you.
All right.
And it's not an oddball. It's like it's going to be in the big four or the big 4 or 5. Your WWE Impact, AEW, ECW, and WCW. It's going to be within that group.
Okay.
So it's not like an obscure one that Clinton and I would know, and it's not New Japan. All right.
Yeah.
Time starts now.
Was this person in WCW?
Yes.
Did this person hold the world title?
No.
Tag team title?
No. No world title in anything that he was in. I do not believe he. No, he did not hold. He did not hold a tag team title in any of the major promotions.
All right. I'm gonna take a wild guess. Is it Chris Kanyon?
No.
Okay. Make sure you didn't throw that curveball at me like that fucker up there did. Damn. Early 90s?
Yes.
Okay. Fuck. I haven't stopped.
Just keep asking.
I know. I'm trying to think of questions to ask.
What's that?
He or she?
What'd you say?
He or she?
He.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you an extra 20 seconds, just cause.
Kill you. You said a minute.
Well, that's cool. He's got 10 seconds left.
God. Is it Raven?
No, but very close. No, but close. Similar character type.
Vampiro?
Nope. And stop. Time. Final guess. So you have hints. So we'll go over them real quick. Very similar to Vampiro, similar to Raven. Not a tag team champion, not a world champion. It's a he. Did wrestle in the early 90s. I didn't say how far he wrestled, but he was active in the early 90s.
Damn, it was really... You know what? I'm going to take a wild guess at this because you said that it's like those two. The Demon.
Nope. Gangrel.
Oh, bastard.
Okay. Anyway, so that's the fun that I had. I literally just...
Oh, I've got one for you now, motherfucker.
Ooh, I'm in. Because I did good on the Billy Kidman one.
Oh, you're not going to do good on this one.
I closed out all of my Wikipedia pages. So there's nothing here. It's just me, you, Trevor, down and just guzzling that Mountain Dew.
I'm going to fuck you up with this one. Make you hate your fucking life.
Is it Nathan Jones?
Mark, get set, go.
He or she?
That's not a yes or no question.
Is it a male?
Yes.
WCW?
No.
WWF?
Yes.
90s?
No.
2000s?
Yes.
2010s?
No.
Okay. Are they alive?
Yes.
Were they a world champion?
No.
Were they a tag team champion?
No.
Did they wrestle in ECW?
Yes.
Is this Gilbert?
No.
Are they any persona of Mick Foley?
No.
Did they win the European title?
No.
Did they win the Intercontinental title?
No.
Did they win any titles?
No.
Jesus Christ. Were they a valet at any point?
No.
God damn it. Is it Pete Gas?
No.
Am I close?
No. Time is up. Final
Holy
guess, motherfucker.
Fuck. No, it's not gonna be him.
1 second. You got 5 seconds.
Chavo's horse?
I'm sorry, who?
Chavo's horse, the horse that he had Pepe. Was it Pepe? Oh my god, Kevin Thorne?
Yeah. Fuck you.
I said did I say ECW?
Yeah.
And you said he did wrestle in ECW. Fuck, I was thinking old ECW.
Yeah, he wrestled
God damn it.
He wrestled in WWE CW.
That's a good one. That's a good one because I wasn't thinking of that. Oh man,
That's gonna do it for us this week because I'm tired.
That's a good note to end on.
All right.
So.
Well, thank you all for joining us. We're gonna say once again, we love you, Scott. Miss you, and we hope to be in better spirits next week when we go into wrestling reviews. Oh wait.
Yes, next week is still wrestling reviews.
Yep. 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, I'm gonna ruin your guys' fucking lives.
Prepare your anus.
We love you guys.
I'm about to take that title from you, Trevor. TNA all damn day.
Tell your loved ones that you love them.
Yes, please tell your loved ones that you love them. Scott, we love you. Judy, as always, we love you. Take care of our boy up there. We're out. You can find us at On a Pod on a forklift pod. Yeah, whatever. Who
Almost
gives a
on
shit about that
Google.
stuff?
Almost on Google
Almost on
Podcast.
Google.
One more week and we should be good to go.
Big thanks to Trevor for joining us tonight once again. We love you, Judy.
Good night.